Seems like a good guy. Well, let's get to the heart of the thing. You've seen articles like this. Christian PULISIC, the Donald Trump desk, and why true leaders consider the impact of their action. If you didn't know, PULISIC did the Trump dance along with a lot of other athletes over the weekend from the NFL. And it's caused a fuss. It's really ridiculous, and it even inspired a absolutely stupid and salty comment from Tim Howard, who, whether he knows it or not, just pissed off half the fucking fan base. Unreasonable. Here's my personal view on doing a dance that mimics Donald Trump. Is why it's stupid. Because whether it's the President of the United States or my neighbor down the street, I would never back somebody who I believe is racist. I wouldn't glorify that. I wouldn't do it for anything. And I'm not even considering that maybe he doesn't feel that way about Trump and maybe he doesn't think he's racist. But I'll go on. If someone feels strongly the other way, no problem. But if you're going to make a political statement, to be bold and brash enough to stand behind it, don't go quiet and don't plead innocence like Christian PULISIC. So basically, Christian, after they asked him why he did the Trump dance, he says, "No, I saw some guys in the NFL doing, so I thought I'd do it too." I don't know if that's true or not, but it's obvious that Howard here is trying to fit the MAGA cap on him. I really personally don't care. I don't think most people think he cares, and you know, he goes on. You can't have it both ways. You're on one side or the other. That sounds awful lot like with or against this, doesn't it? Yes. If you are bold enough to make a public statement, and again, we're assuming he thinks Trump is racist and is supporting that racism. We're assuming that it's a public statement. We don't know, but I mean, he could be pretending it's a, you know, kind of like a political statement on the side. I don't have a problem with that, but own it. Why would you want him to own it? I know why you want to own it, so you could put him on the other side. You know, so you could other him. I think Tim Howard's making an absolute jackass of himself. If that's still what Christian PULISIC chooses to do, but his explanation is that doesn't wash. Yeah, he wants him to declare. Isn't that bizarre thing to do? You think somebody's a fascist and racist, but you're demanding this guy declares, so to speak? That seems a bit odd. The Athletic goes on and really basically says that, you know, he wants to be a leader, but he does stuff like this. Well, he is a leader. He's the captain of the damn team. And I also noticed Howard got, I couldn't find, I figured there'd be some support. Howard got absolutely rinsed, both on his own post, because he posted on his online, and this. You know, PULISIC, Nick Bosa, Brock Bowers are all showing real cowardice was here. When Kaepernick took a knee and was asked why, he explained in great detail that political stance led him to action. When asked why they're supportive of Trump, they can't or won't explain why. All right, I think that's probably the most supportive one here. You just lost all my respect, Tim Howard. He's the one politicizing the dance. I think that's fair. Howard can't name one thing that fuel. I don't care about that. That's overly political. Kudos to Tim Howard for representing his TDS affected. Good. I'll never have to listen to Timmy again. I really didn't listen to begin. And there's other people calling him a retard and stuff like that. But I don't know. Like, without getting too much in the political weeds, is this really necessary? Isn't the country divided enough? I know you're an outsider in this.
I do think it's an overreaction because, for starters, they're like, oh, question him as a leader. He's the captain of the USA doing a dance for the president of the USA, right? If you look at it as that, he's doing a dance for the president. What's wrong with that, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
How's that not being a leader? It's just your president, right?
Yeah.
Whether you like him or not.
But
secondly, I believe that PULISIC wasn't doing it for a political reason anyway, because it's perfectly fine to think, oh yeah, it's a fun dance. People are doing it. Fuck it, yeah, I'll get in on it and do the dance as well. Is it because I love Trump and I want to dance to show my support for Trump? Or is it, oh yeah, it's just a fun dance. Sure, whatever, I'll do it. Who cares if it was Trump that started it, right?
Mm.
I think it's completely believable that you just think you want to do it because of the dance rather than the thinking, oh, I want to show my support for Trump. So, yeah, I think it's just completely blown out
I
of
think it might be either
proportion.
you make an argument that he's just doing a meme.
Yeah,
Absolutely
that's what I
ridiculous.
mean. Like, it's like to put it go so political on it when it at the end of the day it's just a dance, right? It's not him wearing a MAGA hat saying he loves Trump or something like that. It's a dance, right? It's completely reasonable that he's not thinking of, oh, I want to make a political statement here. I just want to do a dance like the other guys are doing because the NFL guys are doing it as
The
well. So yeah,
UFC
I'll
guys
get
are
in on
doing
it.
it. Well, it even gets better than this. And if I wonder if I could suggest that Tim Howard's being racist. This guy writes, Drew Kerr 17 is absolutely ridiculous. It's not even a story. No mention of Musa and McKenney and Pepe joining in. All players of color, by the way. No mention of Richards coming out and defending him on social media. This is a complete joke. So you see the other guys joining in on the Trump dance. They're all of color, but you pick the white guy to kind of say, hey, tell us you're a racist or not. I don't get it. And by the way, like this one comment, this guy, PULISIC, Nick Bosa, and Buckeye, they're all the cowards because they can't explain why. Sounds like you got TDS, but I mean, these other ones are just maligning him. It just doesn't. I mean, I don't think you should keep your mouth shut just because you piss a bunch of people off. But it's certainly like I think there's more support behind Pulisic than there is about questioning his leadership. It's
Yeah,
utterly ridiculous, and it does sound like he has a bit of TDS, and not everybody feels the way you are. I mean, it sounds like the only reason. Let's say he is a Trump supporter. It's like, well, if he's a Trump supporter, I guess do you get to other him? Is that what you want to be? You want to know who you could other, and you can't, and the fact that he says he thought it was fun, that's just dancing around a deeper political statement by going like this. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm sorry, Tim, you're a dumb jock. Shut up.